I learned the craziest thing. Well, I guess in this day and age, it's not the craziest thing. But I found out something that's going on in Canada that is just bonkers. But proves to you, like, the whole idea of feminism is it's not about choices for women. It's not. Welcome back to Far From Eden. Let's talk about what you cannot do in Quebec, Canada. In Quebec, Canada, my native country. Fun fact. Anyway, I know there's too many weird truth nuggets about me. I think it helps to make me odd. But anyway, in Quebec, a woman, when she gets married, cannot, by law cannot, take her husband's name. Like, she can't even, it's not like, oh, it doesn't happen automatically, so you have to go down and change it. No, she can't. So explain that, right? So let me get this right. So evil patriarchy, right, is, I don't think the patriarchy's evil at all, but they do. Evil patriarchy is making women take their husband's last names, right, and become Mrs. So-and-so. Ooh, because what does he own her or something? What does she not have an identity anymore? Why does she just have to change who she is? Why doesn't he change who he is? Blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all. I heard it when I was younger. And I thought about those things too. And then I was like, but I have my father's last name. So you're not really doing anything. And then also, what's the problem, right? You want to join and be a family? Well, this is the way our culture has done it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Probably since surnames existed. So that the children, because remember when people used to have children, yeah, and not kill them? Yeah, that used to happen, and it was a happy time. So that the children were all with one name, right? Well, why his name? Because he's responsible for it. He's responsible for all of it. Women are like, I want to be the boss. The guys get to do everything. Oh yeah, the guys get to make sure that they don't lose their job, that they, the buck stops with them. Let's face it, the buck stops with them. And the men know that. And the men know that no one's coming to rescue them. Women don't know that. As I've said before, someone's always coming to rescue us, even if it's the government. So men are responsible for that family unit. And especially, back in the day when there wasn't the government, there to bail everybody out, it was like, it's all on you, dad, father, husband. And it was fine because men took that on. And women, before the MRAs start getting all like, well, that's putting women on a pedestal and blah, 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 women had their place. It wasn't soft life or anything like that. That was not the case. It was, no, you're going to work and dedicate your life to his agenda and his children. You are going to work with every fiber of your being to school the children, keep everything clean, make sure he's, taken care of and all the rest of it. And I know that a lot of you guys out there will be like, oh, well, you're just going to mother him. There's an element of that, just as there's an element of the husband fathering a bit the wife. I mean, it's not weird. Female, male, complementary, there's going to be some overlap there. And we all have strengths and weaknesses. So if you go, well, that kind of reminds me of what a mom would do. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Or that kind of reminds me of what a dad would do. Yeah, like protect and provide. Yeah. But she doesn't just get to skate like and just enjoy that. That's not what that's about. So once again, with not being allowed to take your husband's last name in Quebec, Canada, it reveals the agenda of the feminists. It reveals their agenda. Yeah, it's an attack on men, sure. Men would not be in the dire situations they're in right now if it wasn't for that. But it's also an attack on women. It has never, ever been pro-woman. Never. And there's trickery involved, like, but you can vote, but you couldn't do this back then, and back then this was so awful. Yeah, I don't know anybody's grandparents and great-grandparents that ever said anything like that. I'm sorry, those things just didn't happen. We wouldn't have had such a lovely, peaceful society that we'd had and devolved into this with all the changes of feminism if these things were good. Just wouldn't have. So the feminists took the right away from women like me. If I were in Quebec and I wanted to get married, they took the right away from traditional women and said, no, you can't be traditional. You have to be, I guess, the way we want you to be, which is basically a mediocre man. Because that's what they do. They encourage us to go out and get careers. They say, motherhood and nurturing and raising children, none of that should be valued. That's being an incubator. That's being a slave, blah, blah, blah. All the things we historically did as women, and femininity itself is being, degraded, insulted. I hate to use their word, but shamed. So they're not about, more freedom for women. They want women to be what they want, which is mediocre men. And that's exactly what's out there. Have you noticed? Like, that's all we have now. It's like, where are the real women? And that's why you can't answer, what is a woman? Because basically it's like, I don't know, runner-up in the man contest. I can joke about it, but it's sad because I know I talk about generations a lot, but it matters. Boy, does it matter, especially these last, from boomers, Gen X, millennials. Man, we've seen a lot of change, so much societal change and technological change, which has, made the societal change just astronomical. And, we can't function as a society if we're all trying to be the same thing. It doesn't work that way. And they are always saying diversity is our strength or whatever these same people are. And it's like, well, then why are you trying to make us the same? Why can't you celebrate what a woman is? You, the feminists and their like, have erased the definition of a woman. So no wonder nobody can answer it, including women themselves. They don't know what they are. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know what they're supposed to want. And you can listen to this and get mad because there will be trolls. You can listen to this and get mad. And that's fine. But look around. We're not doing good. You're not. It shows. And it's not because of oppression. We're getting in our own way. So, we do much better under the authority of a man, being Mrs. So-and-so. So we know who we are and what we're supposed to be doing. And then it's funny because the anxiety and I guess probably the need to drink a box of wine every night, that all goes down. So anyway, just some thoughts I had about that last name thing and then everything I thought of with it. Thank you guys, and take care, and I'll see you on the next one.